10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good. Under here. Roll under the bed.
Slide over here. Slide over here. You drop on the shots like this. You go here. Here. Here.
If I get him where I need him to be, he's gonna sleep for sure. Soften him up, then fry him.
Floyd Mayweather has reportedly reconnected with Gervonta Davis for a rigorous training session as they prepare for the much-anticipated Jake Paul fight. Despite their past disagreements, the legendary former champion appears committed to helping Tank get ready for this major moment.
Fans, the real ones that know that this is no easy fight. He's very skilled, and I'm gonna go on the line and say this may be the most skillful person that Tank has faced thus far.
I just don't want to look bad come fight night. My biggest fear has been embarrassed, especially in front of like all these people, like worldwide. Then you be like, come this mean for deck, like, you know? Like, I ain't got time for that. I'm not trying to go out getting my butt kicked.
Many fans believe Mayweather's mentorship offers invaluable experience, particularly when facing an unpredictable opponent like Jake Paul. Their reunion has generated excitement and speculation, leading many to believe this fight is much more serious than initially thought.
They just want things right now. They want to see nothing but excitement. They want to be entertained. They don't want to pay a lot of money to come to a fight to watch two guys just jab, 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 grab.
Gervonta Davis has earned a reputation for pushing his limits every time he enters training camp. His preparation for this fight is no exception, with footage and insider reports showing him focusing on speed, precision, and explosive power. Coaches highlight how sharp he has been, moving with urgency while maintaining control over his punches. His footwork drills are faster than ever, allowing him to glide around the ring effortlessly. His coaches understand the importance of this matchup and know it demands peak performance, so Tank is leaving no room for mistakes. Whether he's working on angles, reactions, or defensive movements, his pace shows just how seriously he's taking the challenge Jake Paul presents. Tank's mentality remains the same: stay ready, stay hungry, and stay dangerous. Leonard Ellerbe has voiced strong confidence in Tank's star power, emphasizing that no fighter today delivers entertainment like he does. Fans buy tickets and tune in because Tank doesn't just fight to win, he fights to electrify. Ellerbe argues that spectators aren't coming to watch a simple sparring session. They're looking for suspense, danger, and the explosive finishes Tank is known for. His knockouts aren't just physical, they're iconic moments that live on in highlight reels and fuel endless debates online. Tank understands the importance of both showmanship and responsibility. People want excitement for their money, and he delivers exactly that. This fight with Jake Paul, despite the controversy surrounding it, is just another chance for Tank to prove he's the most thrilling fighter of this era.
They just want things right now. They want to see nothing but excitement. They want to be entertained. They don't want to pay a lot of money to come to a fight to watch two guys just jab, 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 grab, jab, grab. Again, that's why Tank Davis is the most exciting fighter in the entire world, because he gives the fans exactly what they want.
And speaking of familiarity, you mentioned that earlier. This is somewhat of a familiar foe in Oscar De La Hoya via Ryan Garcia. Floyd Mayweather, Tank Davis. There's some old connotations there. How much is Mayweather Promotions and PBC looking to deal a blow to the Golden Boy brand by knocking out their stalwart in Ryan Garcia?
Oh, that's happening. That's happening. And then again, it's always good. You know, it's great. It'll be great for Tank.
Paulie Malignaggi argues that boxing must protect its soul. From his perspective, the matchup between Tank Davis and Jake Paul feels more like a spectacle than a true sporting event. He's concerned that boxing, built on decades of legacy and fair competition, is starting to shift into a more scripted, fame-driven industry where celebrity overshadows skill. Malignaggi believes that if victories aren't earned against true equals, the emotional power of a knockout becomes meaningless. While casual viewers may cheer, hardcore boxing fans are left frustrated, fearing that the sport's integrity is fading. In conversations with Chris Algieri, Malignaggi emphasized that mismatches do more harm to boxing's reputation than they do good, urging the sport to refocus on elite-level matchups.
Knockouts, dude. Knockouts. People like knockouts. They don't care if you're knocking out cab drivers. Look up Jake Paul's career.
You can manufacture that, though. You can manufacture that, though. You can manufacture knockouts.
You can't manufacture.
To a degree, you can. To a degree. I mean, you can't. Yeah, Gervonta legitimately cannot get knockouts. I agree. He can punch, but there's a lot of limited knockout artists, though, man.
He's one of the least active punchers in the game with the highest knockout percentage of current heavyweight.
But if he was a real knockout artist,
champions.
If he was a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best of the best. Felix Trinidad was a knockout artist. He was knocking out the best of the best. If you're a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best and show us how he smokes them. But the way Wayne did when Felix Trinidad was doing it. You know, the way they did when Mike Tyson was doing it in his prime. Okay, say what you want about the Mike Tyson era. He knocked out everyone from 1986 to 1989. Everyone got knocked out. Everyone.
Well, by your standard, you could say that Tyson was, to a degree, manufactured.
No, because he fought everyone that was there. Everyone that was there at that time fought.
Teddy Ellis will 100% agree with this,
with the expense of
he would say the guys
Witherspoon.
that were afraid of him.
With the exception of Witherspoon. No, but they all, doesn't matter. He knocked them all out. There was nobody you could say in that era except maybe Witherspoon, who had contract issues with King at the time. Oh, except for Witherspoon, there is nobody Tyson didn't fight in that era. He knocked them all out. You can't say like, oh, but if he would have fought that guy, I don't know. No, with Davis, there's guys right now that have been hanging around for years. Yo, dude, when you gonna fight them? The lightweight division was stacked with talent. Even at 130, it had a lot of talent when he was there. Didn't fight almost any of them. So it's not the same thing as the Tyson era. You want to say anything about Tyson era? Fine. It wasn't as high level or something. He still knocked out everyone. There was nobody there in that era that you can say Tyson didn't fight.
Didn't say it was related. It was the same as the Tyson era. Didn't say it at all. I was actually going to say the opposite when you talk about Trinidad.
Floyd Mayweather's influence in boxing remains unparalleled, and the rumors surrounding him speak volumes. Analysts believe his interest in facing Tyson is a clear reminder that he refuses to fade into obscurity. Even in retirement, Mayweather thrives on attention and competition, constantly searching for the next move that keeps him relevant. At this stage, it's not just about money, it's about controlling his legacy. Sharing headlines with Tank and Jake may have reignited that familiar fire within Floyd, reminding the world that he still commands star power. Whether the Tyson fight happens or not, one thing is certain. Floyd wants the spotlight to always return to him.
Many celebrities and so many people that are known where you can get somebody and they can sell tickets to events. That's what kicked off the social media influence boxing that Jake Paul was birthed from. Now we're in a vacuum. And so there's going to be a lot of conversation about that and continuing to do that. In this particular video, though, I want to get into the mind of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and why Floyd Mayweather Jr. would do this. There is the money, but there's also the competitive nature of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and him not wanting to have other people think that they're a bigger star than he is. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has not been able to really launch his star outside of the sport of boxing, so he continues to do exhibitions. Now, what I think is that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is announced it at this point in time with Mike Tyson in order to take advantage of the publicity heading into the Gervonta Davis-Jake Paul fight, which is, I do believe, set for November. So now that they have all the publicity and all that stuff coming out from that, he's going to piggyback on it and then try to have it in the beginning of next year sometime and actually make it a bigger event than Gervonta versus Jake Paul. And it probably will be. And the reason that I say that is because of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is bigger than Floyd. Let me say Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson's bigger than Floyd Mayweather. I still think his name is bigger than Floyd Mayweather, even though I know Floyd has made more money in the pay-per-views. And I think that had a lot to do with, again, social media area and otherwise. But the combination of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson and the question about what is going to happen in that fight.
Eddie Hearn believes that while entertainment is a part of boxing, it cannot become the foundation of matchmaking. He warns that if social media fame starts deciding who gets world-class fights, boxing risks losing its credibility. For Hearn, Tank vs. Jake is a crossover event, fun for audiences and profitable for networks, but questionable in terms of the sport's standards. He emphasizes that competitive legitimacy should always be the priority. If the sport continues to bend to hype instead of rankings, future generations might grow up believing celebrity matchups are on the same level as championship boxing. Hearn's message is clear. Boxing must stay true to its roots, not become a flashy spectacle driven solely by viral culture.
To a global business with investment and potential floats, and it's been a great challenge.
Away from that, obviously the DAZN deal is up next year. Are those talks underway to extend, or are you looking elsewhere? What can you tell me?
Yeah, no, they are. I mean, we're very happy with DAZN. I think what they've enabled us to do is to really have the global ambition and global strategy that I wanted, and that was really a big part of my mindset moving forward in boxing. We know there's a lot of other platforms out there that might have had broadcast deals end, that would be looking to replace those people, and we are very well respected in the space. I don't think it would be difficult for us to walk into another broadcast deal, but we're very happy with DAZN as partners, and as I said, the strategic element of that. I mean, when we talk about the power list and stuff like that, we have international deals with DAZN in multiple markets, and obviously particularly the US market, which makes us unique as a business. And I actually believe that DAZN are in a fantastic place, particularly in the US market right now. And we are in deep talks to extend that relationship, and we're very happy with our broadcast partner.
Eddie, just whilst I've got you, obviously just a few things I'd like an update on. We last time we spoke, Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul seemed to be the front runner for you guys. Now we're getting Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. What can you tell me about that? What can you tell me about why Jake and Anthony has maybe been put to the side for now?
Yeah, they always told us that it was, we were looking at that fight for February of next year, and they always said that there was a chance that Jake would fight in November. I think, wasn't I the one that broke Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis 6 months ago or something? I knew that they'd agree that deal. I didn't know they were about to announce it then, but I did know that they'd agreed that deal previously. So I don't like it, if I'm honest. I mean, I think we need to really differentiate between boxing and an entertainment concept, and that's what that is. It's a freak show. It's entertainment. It's a lightweight fighting a cruiserweight. With, I don't know, is it bigger gloves and certain minutes per round? I don't know what it is, but I understand the market, and I understand this freak show shock kind of the world mentality of people potentially tuning in. Is that a step too far? Maybe. I mean, I hated Jake Paul against Mike Tyson, but it did massive numbers. I hate Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis. It'll probably do massive numbers. So that's when you really have to differentiate yourself between, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it isn't going to do good business. Now, whether you want to be involved with it is another kettle of fish. I don't want to be involved with it, but I do respect the fact that it's going to do big numbers. It's just not boxing. And I don't think we should promote it as boxing.
In the meantime then, Eddie, where does that leave you with Anthony Joshua? Are you exploring other options for the end of this year, or are you still looking at that fight for the beginning?
Yeah, no, we're not interested in the Jake Paul fight right now. After that, I mean,
The Wade Concept host breaks down the mind games behind Jake Paul's decisions. Jake isn't just a fighter. He's a strategist who knows how to attract big names to the business side of boxing. By flaunting luxury lifestyles and offering massive payouts, he's learned to turn criticism into opportunities. For Tank, who thrives on proving his doubters wrong, Jake's taunts and confident claims become irresistible bait. Jake's strategy is working. He transforms negativity into lucrative deals. And with each viral moment, he gains momentum, positioning himself as a disruptor capable of pulling top fighters into his world. The psychological game, it seems, is just as important as the fight itself.
Do it, but also and again, Jake's only been boxing for 5, 6, 7 years now. It isn't necessarily far-fetched to try to have his own advantages when trying to fight other boxers that have been far more experienced than him. But this one's a little too much, right? This one is crazy because of the massive weight difference. It doesn't make a ton of sense. But again, as far as a sport fight is concerned, I want to make sure I make that clear. Again, this is not me hating on it, because I do think that both guys have been very upfront with what they're doing in this fight and what their goals are with these kind of events. But the narrative Jake's trying to create is if this is like proving anything for him fighting a real fighter when Gervonta is so much smaller than he is. It'll prove something in the fact that Jake is willing to put on great events, but it won't prove anything to the people that are asking him to fight a real fighter. I will say though, if Jake goes out and flatlines Gervonta, the casual audience that will say Gervonta smokes Jake completely and utterly, like it wouldn't even be close, that will change their minds a little bit. Not the people that know boxing, but the people that are going to watch this, the casual viewer that know the name Gervonta Davis and know the name Jake Paul. If he is to compete with Gervonta at all or look good in that fight, people will in some way accept that. Or they'll do the other thing where they just say the fight's rigged, which has never been the case, but you get what I'm saying. What Jake is doing is trying to convince a casual audience that he belongs in the ring with bigger names. If he's able to hurt Gervonta at all, that might actually do it.
The undefeated lightweight champion of the world with a record of 30-0, 28 knockouts. And this one is over!
The brick
He's been
hand.
boxing since he was 5 years old and turned pro when he was 18.
Showbiz argues that reducing Tank's decision to money alone is a lazy approach. Yes, the numbers are massive, but Tank has pride and legacy to protect. The knockout bonus adds extra intensity to this fight, as it guarantees one thing: Tank won't play it safe. When a fighter of Tank's caliber knows that stopping his opponent brings a significant reward, the stakes are raised. Every punch becomes a statement, every round a hunt. Instead of simply coasting through for a paycheck, Tank is now focused on delivering a decisive finish, ensuring fans witness a clear and unforgettable result. Losing isn't an option when pride, reputation, and memorable highlights are on the line.
You guys told me that Gervonta Tank Davis is just taking this fight for a payday. He's just trying to get to the bag. Well, you got the fight itself, which is a payday, and you got a KO bonus on top of that, a big bonus. That's what Jake Paul said.
They're gonna get a big, big bonus.
And they got a side bet of $2 million. Let's make it 2.
Y'all gonna shake on it? Yeah. Shake on it?
Shake on $1 million.
2 mil? 2 mil? 2 mil. Let's do it. 2 mil. Go get a shake.
Oh, they're shaking left ear.
2 mil.
There we go.
Oh my
Why not get the entire bag?
Analysts paint a tough picture for Jake Paul's chances. Tank has developed a sixth sense in the ring. He reads reactions, predicts mistakes, and exploits openings with astonishing speed. Jake may possess power, but landing a meaningful shot against a fighter with Tank's reflexes is a whole different challenge compared to his previous matchups. Experts believe that once Tank closes the distance and finds his rhythm, Jake will experience a level of force and precision that can't be prepared for in sparring. Jake's confidence is undeniable, but Tank's experience shifts the balance. With one well-placed punch, this fight could end in an instant, showing the world the vast gap between influencer boxing and elite-level skill.
Tank Davis look crazy, bro. Chilaquiles. Gervonta Tank Davis hitting a heavy bag in preparation for his Jake Paul fight November 14th down there in Florida. Man looks absolutely amazing. Man looks like a monster. Man looks like precision. Jake Paul cannot take those body shots. You mean to tell me somebody who done fought UFC fighters and a man with Parkinson's disease can take a body punch from Gervonta Tank Davis, and y'all basing y'all logic just because Jake Paul is big? No, Tank's gonna go ahead and put this man to sleep. I'm telling y'all that right now. If Tank don't put this man to sleep, he done let the black community down, he done let boxing down, and he ain't never been that nice. You Tank fans, y'all trying to give him a pass. If y'all said Tank is as skilled as y'all say he is, if he does not put Jake Paul to sleep and stop Jake Paul, his boxing career is absolutely voided. He already don't care about legacy, and just imagine he don't knock out Jake Paul, and now y'all gonna say it's not a real fight, it's an exhibition. No, we not giving no passes, bro. This Gervonta Tank Davis, he needs to put Jake Paul to sleep. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, Jake Paul too big. No, Jake Paul chin ain't never been tested by somebody that hit as hard as Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank should put this man to sleep with ease. I say that respectfully. If you don't put him to sleep,
a 2-pack of ass. That shit stinks.
That's a 2-pack of ass at the highest level, and it's a musty energy at the highest level. Get it together. Get it together. Tank looks amazing. That's the Chilla Killers. Chilla Killers. Chilla Killers.
Bernie Thaw, a seasoned boxer, doesn't hold back when discussing this matchup. He laughs at fans who only celebrate Tank for earning another big payday, arguing that they're overlooking what really matters. Gervonta Davis is already a millionaire many times over, so adding more money isn't the story. What fans truly want is a competitive challenge that keeps them on the edge of their seats. Bernie emphasizes that boxing thrives on drama, dangerous exchanges, and fights where both sides have a real chance of winning. People come to witness greatness in legendary moments, not to hear about someone's financial gain. For him, the sport should always focus on thrilling battles, not bank accounts.
With Tank, and it's I kind of don't really care about the fight no more. Starting to lose a little steam.
But I'm saying, I mean, if he stops Pitbull Cruz, right? I mean, don't you think that people would want to see, you know, Lamont and Tank more due to the fact that, you know, Tank had a hard time with Pitbull?
No, I think people just want to see Tank versus Lamont because Lamont, he had a hard time with Lamont. It's just like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. People just like controversy. People just like, you know what I'm saying? So people like to see finished business. You know, they don't want to leave it unfinished, and that's what the intrigue is. They want to people want to see finished business. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the intrigue of the fight. And it doesn't make no sense why they taking so fucking a fight. You know, everybody keeps saying that, Tank getting the money, but is we getting the fucking money?
Do you think Mayweather's mentorship gives Tank the ultimate advantage? Or is Jake Paul's strategy being underestimated once again? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.